There's a strange silence that hits a man's life sometimes. A woman who once texted him first, laughed at his jokes, and called just to talk suddenly turns quiet. The messages slow down. The replies get shorter. And you start asking yourself, did I do something wrong? Did she lose interest? Is she testing me? That confusion eats you alive, and most men, in that moment, make the biggest mistake of their life. They start chasing. They double text, call again and again, and pour their heart out trying to fix things. But here's the truth that most men never realize. When a woman pulls away, your reaction decides whether she comes back or disappears forever. Women rarely distance themselves for no reason. Something is always happening beneath the surface. Sometimes, she's testing your emotional strength. She wants to see if you'll stay grounded when she withdraws, or if you'll crumble under pressure. It's not always intentional, but it's deeply wired into female psychology. Sometimes she's bored or losing interest. When a man becomes too predictable, she starts to wonder if he values himself enough. And if you panic and chase harder, you prove her right, that her attention means more to you than your own peace. And sometimes she's processing emotions. Maybe she's stressed, hurt, or just needs space. But if you can't respect that space, she doesn't see you as caring, she sees you as needy. This is where most men fail. When panic sets in, they fight for validation. They believe if they explain more, show how much they care, or beg for her attention, she'll come back. But attraction doesn't respond to pressure, it responds to presence. Every time you over-explain, she feels suffocated. Every time you chase, she feels you're not in control of your emotions. And when a woman senses instability, she loses respect. Once respect fades, attraction dies, and no amount of texting can bring it back. So, what should you do when she ignores you? Nothing. Not in anger, not in revenge, not to play games, but in calm, confident silence. Because silence speaks louder than words. It says, I'm not dependent on your attention for my peace. It says, I respect your space, and I respect myself even more. It shows emotional control, and that's something every woman subconsciously looks for. When you don't chase, she starts wondering, why isn't he reacting? Has he moved on? Did I lose him? That curiosity starts pulling her back. There's a story about a man named David. He met a woman he really liked. They talked every day, shared laughs, and everything seemed perfect. Then, one day, she became distant. No replies, no calls, no effort. David panicked. He texted her long emotional messages, called multiple times, asking if she was upset. But the more he reached out, the colder she became. Until one day, he stopped. He didn't block her, didn't lash out, he simply went silent. He focused on himself. Hit the gym, worked on his career, met friends, and carried himself with quiet strength. Weeks later, he received a message. Hey stranger, why haven't you texted? She noticed the silence. She felt his absence. And that's when things shifted. Because when a man stops chasing, his value rises. He's no longer begging for attention, he's commanding respect. Women notice that energy. They sense that strength. When you stop chasing and stay silent, two things can happen. Either she comes back, drawn by curiosity and respect, or she leaves for good, revealing she was never truly yours. But either way, you win. Because you didn't lose yourself trying to keep someone else. You stayed grounded, calm, and in control. And that's what makes a man attractive, not words, not chasing, but quiet strength. A woman distancing herself isn't the end of something. It's a test, a mirror that shows whether you're ruled by neediness or by confidence. Most men fail that test. They panic, they chase, and they lose. But the man who understands female psychology knows this truth. Sometimes, the most powerful move is no move at all. So the next time she ignores you, don't text, don't call, and don't beg. Stay calm. Stay silent. Stay strong. Because when you stop chasing, you don't lose her, you give her the space to miss you. And when you respect yourself enough to let go, you become the kind of man she can't forget.